Meredith Grey is a legend, but let's be honest, she's made some huge mistakes. Some of her decisions left fans screaming at their screens, while others had devastating consequences that changed Grey's Anatomy forever. Before we dive in, here's a challenge for you. Drop a comment with the worst decision Meredith ever made and why. I'll randomly pick a winner for a Netflix gift card. The winner will be announced in an upcoming video, so make sure you're subscribed and smash that like button. Alright, let's break down Meredith's biggest mistakes. And trust me, some of these are unforgivable. Starting off at number 9, we have keeping her relationship with Riggs a secret from Maggie. In Season 10, Meredith's family tree on Grey's Anatomy continued to expand as she discovered that she had another half-sister, Maggie Pierce. Although their relationship got off to a rocky start, the two sisters eventually became close as they began to bond over their love for medicine and helped support one another through dark times. However, their bond almost suffered a major setback when Maggie confessed to Meredith that she had feelings for Riggs just as the general surgeon had become romantically involved with him. While Meredith was going to tell her, she decided against it after Maggie's mother died, as she didn't want to hurt her sister any further. However, this ended up being one of her worst decisions, as she faced a huge backlash from Maggie when she found out.
It started before I even knew you liked him, and as soon as you told me you liked him, I called it off.
We talked about it. You let me go on and on.
I was going to tell you. And then your mother died. And then I just couldn't. I didn't want to hurt you.
Although Meredith had the best intentions in mind, prolonging the truth upset Maggie even more as she felt betrayed that she confided in Meredith about her feelings for Riggs, and Meredith let her do it. What more, it fueled Maggie's trust issues. Meredith would have definitely approached this situation differently if she knew how it would turn out. At number 8, we have admitting a medical error before an investigation. When Meredith started at Seattle Grace in Season 1, she had a rough few weeks, making several mistakes, getting lost with a patient, almost betraying Christina, and going over people's heads with her concerns. However, her biggest blunder came in Season 1, Episode 5, when she admitted in front of a patient's family that she might have caused their loved one's condition to worsen after accidentally nicking the heart during surgery.
What the hell went wrong? Let's move.
I popped a glove.
What?
In surgery, when I was holding it, I popped the glove with my fingernail. I think I may have nicked her heart.
While reporting the mistake to Burke was the right move, confessing in front of the family before an investigation confirmed anything was a bad decision. In hindsight, she should have either spoken up immediately or addressed it privately with a superior to ensure the situation was handled properly. And at number 7, we have causing a malpractice suit by ignoring Derek's plan. Although Season 8 did prove that Meredith was an up-and-coming surgeon, that didn't mean she didn't have a lot to learn still. As seen in Season 8, Meredith and Lexi were responsible for a medical malpractice suit when they removed a patient's tumor without talking to Derek.
Where is that blood coming from? It's all right. It's just a little bleeding. We just have to find the source. Let's extend the craniotomy a little.
Open her up more?
Yeah, it's okay. Just a little.
Okay, here you go, doctor.
Unfortunately, this had major consequences, as they later discovered that the patient had post-op complications and was now unable to speak properly.
Well, that's a good sign.
Hi, sweetheart.
While it was easy to see how devastated the two Grey sisters were about what they did, and they were completely ready to take accountability for their actions, there's no doubt that this was one of Meredith's worst and reckless decisions, since she was told by Derek to just supervise and help Lexi reduce the patient's cyst. If she followed Derek's initial instructions, there was a huge possibility that the patient would have been fine. At number 6, we have intimidating DeLuca in the elevator after he was attacked by Alex. Although Grey's Anatomy fans adore Meredith and Alex's friendship, some of their choices were hard to defend. One major example was how they handled DeLuca after Alex attacked him due to a misunderstanding. In Season 13, Meredith tried to keep Alex out of prison by talking to DeLuca, hoping to smooth things over. However, she only made things worse. She crossed the line by pressuring DeLuca to forgive Alex and unintentionally threatened his career.
You can keep me out of the OR. And you can end my career and you can ruin my life if you want to.
I'm not trying to ruin your life.
You don't get to. You think because you're an attending and Dr. Reb's an attending, you can threaten me? I don't care. It's not gonna work.
It wasn't until Bailey confronted her that she realized how inappropriate her actions were. While fans love how fiercely she protects her friends, this was one time she was clearly in the wrong. And at number 5, we have kidnapping Zola after social services come to retrieve her. Meredith and Derek's relationship suffered some major setbacks in seasons 7 and 8, as their family was almost torn apart before it even began. In the aftermath of Meredith tampering with the clinical trial, the couple's plans to adopt Zola were put in jeopardy as Zola's adoption counselor discovered that Meredith and Derek were temporarily separated. While the adoption counselor comes to retrieve Zola, Meredith ends up panicking and decides to take Zola, hiding the two of them in one of the abandoned tunnels. Luckily, Christina and Alex helped cover up this mistake, but this impulsive decision could have had major consequences on Derek and Meredith's relationship, especially if the counselor discovered the truth. Coming off at number 4, we have putting her hands on the bomb. Meredith Grey has faced death on Grey's Anatomy more times than any other character on the show. While some couldn't have been avoided, there were a few that occurred because she made an impulsive decision. This was particularly the case in season 2, when she decided to put her hand on a bomb that was residing in a patient's chest in order to prevent it from exploding. There's no doubt that it was a selfless deed. However, it was certainly one of the worst decisions she ever made, considering that she could have died or even caused the device to go off. At number 3, we have not reporting Richard to the board in order to further her career. While Meredith and Richard's friendship was one of the most memorable on the show, that didn't mean they didn't do a lot of terrible things to each other. After Meredith discovered that Richard had relapsed and was drinking again, viewers saw her become conflicted as she wanted to do the right thing and report him to the board. She just didn't want him to lose his livelihood. It was certainly a difficult situation that many people sympathized with. However, a lot of respect for her dwindled a little bit when she decided not to report him in order to further her career. Not only did Richard begin to give her private lessons, but he almost let her perform a procedure she just wasn't ready for just yet. It was certainly one of Meredith's worst and reckless decisions, since allowing Weber to operate could have resulted in several medical malpractice suits and possibly led to someone dying. It just wasn't worth the risk. And at number 2, we have committing insurance fraud. Meredith has done a lot of good at Grey Sloan Memorial, but she's also made some reckless career choices. While she's a brilliant surgeon, she's incredibly lucky to still have her job after being fired twice for breaking medical protocol, one of which happened in season 15. In season 15, episode 23, Meredith committed insurance fraud to cover a patient's surgery costs.
We will. We'll take care of it. We will. I don't want you to worry about the money, Louise. It's taken care of, okay?
However, Bailey and Catherine discovered the crime and fired her, even reporting her in episode 25.
What can I do? You're fired.
Who's fired?
All 3 of you. You're all fired.
She even spent time in jail after skipping community service. While her intentions were noble, there were definitely safer ways to help. Finally, at number 1, we have tampering with the Alzheimer's trial. While it's no secret that Meredith had made a lot of mistakes in Grey's Anatomy, most of them she was able to bounce back from. However, there was one huge mistake that she made that nearly ruined her career as well as her colleagues. And that was her tampering with Derek's medical trial, a project that both she and the neurosurgeon had been working on to help individuals who had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Although everyone knew that she didn't do it with malicious intent after all, she was trying to help Weber's wife, Adele, qualify for the drug. Her actions got her fired, almost cost her her license, and nearly destroyed the hospital's chance of running another medical trial again. She also broke medical protocol by allowing her personal bias towards Adele to affect her professional opinion. Meredith has had an incredible journey on Grey's Anatomy, but even the best doctors make mistakes. Whether it was in her personal life or career, some of her choices had serious consequences. But that's what makes her character so compelling. She learns and grows from them. Which of these decisions do you think was the worst? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Grey's Anatomy content. See you in the next one!